Hello, I have another video for you today. Forgive the hum of the air conditioner if you can hear it in the background. I think I would die if I filmed in here with the windows closed, without a fan, and without an air conditioner. Just think of it as a white noise machine that's gonna help calm you down to further enjoy this video. Today, what I have for you is a bit of an unboxing slash review slash first impressions of the Mossery Sibylline art kit. If you've never heard of this before and you don't know who Sibylline is, she is an incredible French artist. She works primarily with acrylic gouache, and it's something that I've been wanting to get into for a long time. I actually bought a couple of tubes of acrylic gouache a couple of years back, and I never used it because I didn't know how to, and I just never devoted the time that it would take to learn how to use it. So when I saw this art kit, I was so curious. Let me unbox it for you. Let me turn on the overhead camera so you can see when I'm unboxing. All right, so I have the Sibylline Mossery art kit, and it is the gouache kit curated by Sibylline to include her art tools and is suitable for anyone eager to try their hands at painting with gouache. All right, so like I said, gouache is something I have been very curious about. There's a difference between gouache and acrylic gouache. I didn't know that there was a difference when I first purchased, wow, why is this so hard? When I first purchased the paints, I didn't know that there was a difference between acrylic gouache and gouache. I expected gouache to be more like watercolor, but a more opaque version. Unfortunately, it's not the same thing. Acrylic gouache is more acrylic than gouache. You can dilute it with water, but it is semi-permanent and a very opaque medium, which I didn't know. So it just turned out super differently, and I didn't really give the time to explore and learn more about it. So when I heard about this art kit, if you can see, that's you guys. Those are your legs. Just ignore them. Ta-da! Here we have the art kit. Inside we have a note from Sibylline. Thank you for purchasing this art kit. I always get questions about the tools I use and how to use them. Yep, I'll look into that later. And then we have the art supplies themselves. Ooh, so cute, so cute. Ta-da! So this is everything that was in my art kit. Let's start with, I know this is a freebie pack for if you purchase now. I think it's just part of their Christmas giveaway thing. This would be Sibylline's artwork. So every time you purchase a kit, it comes with prints. Oh no, these are more gifts. I was wrong. More gifts. I should open that later. And, ooh, washi tape. Okay. All right. This is what I purchased in the kit itself. Ta-da! So first you have the Mossery Sibylline Gouache Practice Workbook, which is really the main thing I think you are purchasing when you buy this art kit. Then you have, this is what I was talking about. This is Sibylline's artwork. So you get, I think 6. You know what? Let me open up the Mossery website so I can give you a more accurate breakdown of what's in this kit. All right, so you get 2 art prints, 4 note cards with envelopes, and 2 sticker sheets, all designed by Sibylline. So if you are a fan of her work, then this is definitely a plus for you. She has 2 art kits out right now. I chose the first one because I preferred the art prints in the first one. As far as I can tell, there's no real difference in terms of the sketchbooks and the things like that. It's just the art prints that are the main difference. I don't really know though. Oh, these are so nice. And you have a 2022 calendar designed by Sibylline as well. Ooh, so pretty. Okay, I'm happy with that. Like I said, it comes with a bunch of little freebies because I guess it's Christmas time. So they have little gift cards and stickers and things like that. I'm not really gonna look at that now. And this must be the Mossery sketchbook. So for an additional, I believe it was $12, you can get a customized sketchbook. Ta-da! With my name on it and one of Sibylline's prints, which I think is very pretty. The floor is just cluttered with packaging by now. You are going to do incredible things. I hope so, Samantha. I really hope so. All right, so this is a really nice sketchbook. It's made for watercolor and gouache for wet mediums. And Mossery is known for having like really good quality sketchbooks, so I'm excited to use that. And the nice thing about it is this, the cover, is actually a sleeve. So you can take this out and put this over another sketchbook if you have another one in the future. You may have noticed that there are no actual art supplies in this kit. The main reason why I purchased this kit was because I wanted this instructional workbook from Sibylline, because I felt like it would just give me a jump start on learning how to use acrylic gouache. So I clicked onto the Mossery website and I saw the price was 6,000 pesos, and I know that it was originally 10,000 pesos. So thinking about everything that's supposed to be in the art kit, you have the instructional workbook, you have the sketchbook, which I did pay additional for, you have all the art prints, and you get the art tools, so the curated paints and brushes and things like that from Sibylline. I thought, oh, that's so worth it. I was wrong. I made a mistake. The reason why it was 6,000 pesos and not the original price of 10,000 pesos, it wasn't because it was discounted or anything. It was because I accidentally chose the option that did not include the art tools. So here in my box, I do not have the 8 tubes of acrylic gouache, of Holbien Acrylic Gouache. I do not have the Princeton Velvet Touch brushes. I do not have the porcelain palette, the mechanical pencil, the washi tape, or the eraser that comes with the kit. When I found out about this, guys, I was crushed. I found out when they emailed me to confirm that my order had been shipped, and it had a breakdown of everything that I could expect inside the kit, and I saw, wait, why does it say without art tools? And when I went on the website, it turns out there is this teeny tiny drop down menu that says without art tools, and you're supposed to select with art tools if you want them with the tools. And I was kicking myself for days just thinking about how stupid I was that I did not read the website properly. I did not order what I wanted to order, but of course with art tools it would have been so much more expensive. So yeah, I felt really bad about that for a while. So at first I felt really bad about accidentally not buying the art tools, but I was looking around online and you can get a set of acrylic gouache for, I think, half the price, like maybe 2,000, 3,000 pesos for like a 13-piece tube set. And I already have palettes and I already have really nice brushes, so it's not like I'm missing out on so much. And like I said, the main thing that I really wanted from this art kit was the instructional workbook. So the main thing that's going to determine whether or not this is worth it for me would be this workbook. I'm sorry if that introduction was a bit of a mess. Anyway, so this is the workbook. It comes with a gouache practice guidebook where Sibylline talks through all of the colors that were supposed to be included in the kit, which I didn't get. How she mixes paint colors, how she goes about creating her painting step by step. I'm not going to show you too much of this because it is her intellectual property and it just wouldn't be right to give it all away here. So you can basically use the guidebook to practice, and like it has a little area for swatches. It's like a coloring book. It has her paintings, and then you get to practice how you would paint gouache on these things using the techniques that she teaches you. And this is made out of the same sketchbook, the same watercolor material as the sketchbook. And I like that you have one page here with the line work for you to practice on, and then you have a spare page over here where you can actually paint your own work if you should decide to do that. Okay, it is a bit of a dark and gloomy day. It has been several weeks since I last filmed for this video, and I think the last thing that you saw was my unboxing of the Mossery practice workbook, and I mentioned that I don't need to go over this again because I'm sure you would have just watched that clip. Anyway, I finally found a store in the Philippines that sells the Holbien Acrylic Gouache, which is why this video actually took a little bit of some time to make, because I had to, number one, it was really difficult to find a place that sold the Holbien Acrylic Gouache, and then number two, once I did find it, I bought these from Artillery Philippines. This isn't a sponsored video. I bought this with my own money. The website itself was okay. I encountered some glitches while I was ordering them, but their customer service was excellent. They were very helpful. It's finally here now, so we can get on with this video. This cost me 2,400 pesos. I got 100 pesos off because I signed up for their newsletter, so I got a coupon for that. And it was free shipping because it was over a certain amount, so I'm happy about that. The thing about this is, hang on. These are the Holbien Acrylic Gouache colors that I already had in my collection that I've hardly ever used. The only thing that worries me about this is the packaging looks different. Do you see that? It comes with this big tube of titanium white and a smaller tube of titanium white, but as you can see, the packaging is different, so I don't really know why that is, but I decided to trust this brand and go for it because I saw somebody else review it on YouTube, but that was a sponsored video, but they said that it was legitimate, like original paint, so I decided to just go for it, bite the bullet, and buy it because literally this was the only place I found that actually sells and stocks the Holbien Acrylic Gouache. So, a mixing palette, extra rag, sure, and 13 colors. Oh, and some brushes, which I think I will try out today, because why not? All right, let's get to painting. Finally! It is the next day. I stopped filming last night because it got too dark. It actually took me a really long time to fill up all these little swatches. I think mostly because I was still getting used to the medium and getting the right consistency to get it to spread into the little squares. And also because it was new, so I was trying really hard to stay within the lines, which I think you can see towards the end, I kind of gave up on that. All right, final thoughts. So starting with, I have my notes here. The paint itself, what did I think? I was so surprised with how creamy and vibrant the colors were with just one pass. Like this is just one layer of paint, and you can see how bright they are compared to watercolor. That was something that I really liked about this specific medium. But at the same time, it was really interesting to see how if you water it down just right, you can get it to look more like watercolor. And if you're used to watercolor like I am, then you can just paint as if you were painting with watercolor, but it would dry as a water resistant medium, which is it's such a weird concept to me, but it's really interesting and something that I definitely want to play around with more. Something else that surprised me a lot about this set is the brushes that came with it. I think originally I was just like, oh, free brushes. I usually don't use the brushes that come with the kits because I already have my own brushes, but I was so surprised with how well these kept their shape, and they pick up just the right amount of paint, which is really nice. And they're so lightweight, which at first I was like, it makes them feel really cheap and plasticky, but it's actually really nice when you're painting with it because it's not so much of a strain on your hand. Professional YouTuber. This one is already stained at the end because I used a lot of Viridian Green, which is a staining paint. I was surprised with how much I was reaching for these brushes over my own brushes that I already own. I don't know if it's because these brushes were specifically made for acrylic gouache and that's why they handled the medium so well, but yeah, I ended up really enjoying them. Moving on to the workbook itself. The quality of the paper is really great. It is a Mossery sketchbook and they are known for their good high quality sketchbooks. And I'm happy to now have a smaller sketchbook that I can bring around because the current one that I am using is a really big one. At first, I really liked this size of sketchbook, but now I'm finding that I tend to just use half of the page, like so, and then create two paintings in one page because I find that I don't really want to paint that big anyway. So now I have one that's actually the size that I want to use. If you're looking for a comprehensive guide on how to use gouache, acrylic gouache, how to paint with it, this is not the workbook for you. I'll be completely honest. It is not very detailed in its instructions. The instructions are more tips and broad strokes, and everything else, in my opinion, this workbook, everything else has been geared towards allowing you to experiment with the medium on yourself and figure things out. So if that's not something that you're interested in, then I would say just skip it. If you are not interested in her art specifically, if you are not interested in the sketchbooks, the materials, like say you already have all the things and you just wanted the knowledge that came with the book, then I would say skip it. There are a lot of free resources or even other paid resources out there that might be of better value for you. However, if you are a fan of Sibylline and her work, and if you are the type of person who does enjoy kind of just playing with mediums and figuring things out for yourself, then this might be the motivation that you need to just get yourself going, which is the case for myself. I have been wanting to pursue learning how to use acrylic gouache for so very long, and I just never got around to doing it. But because of this kit and because I'm making this video, I was finally forced to kind of push myself out of my comfort zone and learn how to use this medium, and I was pleasantly surprised, and I'm so happy that I did. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful for you, and I will see you all next time. Bye!